Hello everyone, I am Mandeep Singh Panesar, Business Manager of India Exquisite pageant organization. Actually, I went to Uganda with Indian delegate for Miss Pan International in the month of November, and there were many questions that people were asking what happened there in Uganda. So today I am making this video to give all the details about what happened there and how Miss Pan International organization took never responded to our queries and they even never tried to help us. So before I initiate, I would just like to tell you about some of the people there I met. The number one was Monica, who was the host of the Miss Parent International 2022 there in Uganda, and Ruben and Andreas was her friend. They were helping her in the pageant. They both came from Norway to Uganda just for the event. So let me start from the beginning. We reached Uganda on 7th, me and Indian delegate, and from the airport we directly went to the media visit. There was a couple of media houses that we visited, and we had a lunch, proper lunch, and then we went to the apartments. Although our official stay accommodation was supposed to be Speak Resort, but they never provided us Speak Resort, and they shifted all the contestants to some apartments. The name of the apartments was Manuno Height Apartments, and that was just in front of Speak Resort. And on 7th, everything was going good. So, although we have heard few things before we reached Uganda from couple of contestants who have reached prior to some dates that they were not properly getting proper response from the host organization. But the things that changed everything from the 8th. On 8th, it was supposed to have sashing ceremony, and they were supposed to do the sashing ceremony in Speak Resort only at 10 a.m. And most of the girls and mostly everybody reached Speak Resort at 10 a.m. and but we found that host was not there at Speak. But later on, we were just kept on waiting. We asked Monica, how when are we going to have the sashing ceremony? Where it is going to take place? She was just responding with some message like she's updating, she will update it soon. But later on in the afternoon, we got a message that the sashing ceremony is not going to take place at Speak Resort. It is going to take place at some other place. It was a small garden, something just a lakeside place area. There they did the sashing ceremony, and the sashing ceremony was done by a contestant of Uganda. And it was the first time that we saw someone already a contestant in the international pageant. She is giving sash to other participants, and the other thing is the place where they were doing the sashing ceremony. Contestants were not comfortable to walk because they were not able to balance in the garden. And after that sashing ceremony, it took a long, and contestants were wanted to have some meal, but they directly took all the contestants from the sashing ceremony to a museum. And as we know, contestants were wearing gown, and they were not comfortable to go in the museum in the gown, but still they went there, and we were said that we will get food for all the contestants on the way. But they never provided any food on 8th of November. And when we reached museum, most of the girls were quite tired because they wanted water and meal. And that was the reason some of the contestants were not even eager to participate and be a part of that visit. And because we can see on their faces that they are not happy, and they want something, they want rest, and but they were keen just to go to the museum. So then after that, I took an initiative. I went to Ruben, who was Monica's friend, asked him that girls want food. And then me and Ruben went to a supermarket, bought some food, and also some snacks and some water for the girls. And that was not sufficient for the girls because there were more than 30 contestants, and some packets of cookies and some packet of sandwiches are not an appropriate meal for them. because they most of the girls but haven't eaten the breakfast in the morning. So from there we got that something is not happening in the right manner. But from there we went back to the hotel and we decided to have a meeting. And in that meeting, I was there in the meeting with Monica, Ruben, Andreas, and national director from Nigeria, Tina, and couple of contestants were there in that meeting. So we just cleared her out that when are we going to shift to Speak Resort? And the other question was then how are they going to arrange the food for the girls as she don't have any team. So then after all the discussion, she told us that Speak Resort is flipping with the words. The promises that Speak Resort have given to her, they are not fulfilling those promises. So we try to understand those things, and we being from this industry, from the pageant industry, we sometimes we feel like there's something like organizers are not happy with the Speak Resort or something, but we try to help her out to Monica in the situation. So later on we had a meeting with all the contestants, and she cleared that she is going to provide them some other stay. And on the same date, on the 8th of January, we decided that on 9th we're going to have a free day for all the contestants, and on 8th in the night, some of the contestants, including Brazil and some other contestants also, and national director from Nigeria, me and chaperone from Philippines, we all went to another hotel, Zara Garden, as they approached Monica that they want to have all the girls in their hotel. So we went there, had a meeting with them, and we came to a conclusion that they are going to host all the girls, and some amount she will have to pay to the hotel. And after that meeting, we were supposed to go to the hotel next day on 9th around 11 or 12. But I knew that some things are not going to be arranged on time again. So from the morning, I reached Ruben and asked him about the breakfast so that he can arrange a proper breakfast. And Monica was not there in the apartments. She said she is out to discuss with the hotel management and to sign the agreement and pay them some funds. So we kept on waiting. But what happened in the afternoon, manager of Caramel restaurant, he came to the apartments with police, and he said that Monica had not paid for the meals that they provided us from the last couple of nights as a dinner, and the balance is still pending. So they took Ruben with them at that time, so that things can be managed, and they can come to conclusion at some other place, not where the girls are staying. So from there we got to know that the things are not working properly. There's something else going on. But still we were quite hopeful that everything would be on track once we reached to some other hotel. So in the night we got even at the same day, the lunch that was provided was not appropriate. There were some chapatis and some samosas only, and that was not in that much quantity. The reason being that food was provided by Ruben's pocket. Monica had not paid any money to Ruben to provide meal to the girls. And later on in the night we had dinner in a small restaurant just near to the place. And then in the night after the dinner we went to Zara Garden Hotel, and we reached Zara Garden Hotel around 11 in the night. And while we were leaving for the hotel, we got to know from the manager of the apartments where we were staying that Monica had not paid the full amount for the stay to them till now. So they kept some of the stuff of Ruben there. They didn't bother us. They let us go, We checked in the hotel in Zara Garden around 11, and while checking in the hotel, they took our passports, hotel staff reception, and we know it is normal. They will take our ID proofs for check-in, and it was too late in at 11, so everybody gave the passport to them and thought they will even they will just give back to the rooms, or we can collect it later on. But till that time, we got to know me and Andreas, although he was there to support Monica, but more than Monica, he was supporting all the contestants because he also was one of the national director of Miss International. He came with the contestant of from Norway. So me and Andreas decided that we are going to sit with the manager next day in the morning first, and we'll discuss that whether these premises have been paid or not. So in the morning, me and Andreas have a meeting with manager, and he said that Monica was supposed to pay some amount to them as an advance before checking that she haven't paid, and she's supposed to pay some more amount till afternoon, and they are expecting some amount. They let us check in the hotel because it was quite late at night when we reached, and they wanted us to just take rest, and they thought they will just speak to Monica next day in the morning. But Monica was not there in the hotel since from the morning itself. She said she is out to meet someone to the bank to get the money, to get all the funds. But what happened? Then we went for the passports, that we want to take the passports back, and reception refused to give us the passports. They said they can't give us the passports and they will hand over the passports to Monica. But the thing is, we know being into a foreign country, it's the only identity. Couple of contestants like even me, I got the passport, Czech Republic, Tamila got the passport, and I got the passport for my contestants at the same time in the afternoon. But then they said they refused to give the passports to others. So we thought we will take the passports in the evening. But from there we got a message that according to schedule we are supposed to go to a temple and a solar power plant, and on the way we will have our lunch. So when we were about to leave the hotel, Zara Garden Hotel, for our visit, they refused to let us go out because they said we haven't paid yet, we can't let all the contestants go out. So me and Andreas both requested the hotel management that let the girls go, otherwise they will panic. It's not the right thing to keep all the girls like this in the vans and not let them go out. So then they just agreed to us and they let us go. We went for a visit and it was quite late. It was around 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. at that time, and we asked that let's go and have some lunch on the way first. And we got a message that at solar power plant where we are going, they have the arrangement for the meals and the snacks for all the contestants. But when we reached there was only water. So we just clicked some pictures there, got some pictures, and then from there Ruben, Andreas, everybody insisted it's better that we should go back to the hotel and on the way have some lunch, because otherwise girls will get sick because of no meal and no proper water. And even there was one more thing, before in the morning, even the same day, girls were supposed to do the practice at the rooftop for the opening dance performance, and no one provided them water. I ran after everybody, all the Ruben, and asked him to, and also went to behind Monica for the water and everything, but nobody was taking care. So I just asked Shiba, who was with Ruben, and to get the water for somewhere. So she brought it from outside and gave it to the girls. And while coming back from the solar plant, we went to a supermarket and to have some meal, and Ruben requested us that it's better if in case all the girls can have some small meals, not to buy anything expensive, or if they can afford by themselves, it's good, they can buy their own meals, because Ruben is paying all the money from his own pocket and he is not being paid by Monica for anything. He was just there to help Monica. So when we reached hotel after having some snacks at the supermarket, and their first thing in our mind was to take our passports back. And when we went to reception, they refused to give the passports. So I just went to the reception, and although I already got the passport, but still I felt like it's being one of the national director, and it should be our responsibility to help other contestants who are there without any ND right now, because most of the NDs were coming later on. So I just went there to the reception, and literally I had a fight with them for the passports, and they said they will give the passports back once Monica is here. And I just said I'm just going to wait for Monica for next 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'm just going to take the passports. I'm going to call the embassy that you have kept our passports illegally. Then in the next couple of minutes, Monica was there, and we just sat in the management. Andreas was also going to join us in the management room, but Monica refused Andreas to enter. She said to stay out. So in the room only I was there, Monica was there, and one of the staff member was there. And I asked her about the passports. They said staff member said it was given to us as a collateral. And I literally screamed on the staff member, who asked you to keep the passport as a collateral? Then they have no words, no answers for that. So I just said, come out with me, give me the passports. He said, I'm giving. I said, it's not like you just saying giving, come with me. I just pulled his hand and took him with me to the reception, and I said, just keep the passports. He said, just wait a minute, we are just going to call all the contestants and give the passports one by one. But I said, I'm not going to leave the reception. I'm going to stay at the reception and going to hand over all the passports in front of me to all the contestants. So after we gave all the passport to the contestants, so we asked them to go, all the contestants to go in the room, and asked Ruben and all that to arrange the dinner for the girls. But what happened then, Harleen, who was from Philippines, she was trying to go out of the hotel because she was not staying there. She wanted to, after all the chaos, she wanted to go back and stay with her team at some other place. While she was going out of the premises, security didn't allow her to go out of the premises. And then Tamila came and helped her. She had a fight with the security guards, and even you can watch the video of that fight on Tamila's Instagram page. She have already posted that. And after while she was fighting, I again went to the management that this is not the right thing. You can't keep the girls as a hostages here. Okay, this is illegal. And as she was not staying here, you should let her go out and let her be with the team members. So after that, they agreed to that and they let Harleen go. Later on, what happened? The owner of the hotel came to the hotel, and he just spoke to us, and we had a meeting with all the contestants. And they said that their owner came there with the police again. It was the second time we were facing some police there, and cops were there again, and he simply told us that Monica is not paying anything till now, and they are going to file a complaint against Monica. and they insisted us to pay some money for the stay that we for the time we were staying there. And after some discussion, they negotiated and they asked $50 to each to pay for the accommodation for a couple of nights. And the next day they said you all should check out. So we got to know that next day we don't have any place to stay on 11th. From 11th we have to take care of our own stay. But for at that time we thought let's take rest for 11th and we will see what to do next day. But meanwhile most of the girls were crying, they were into tears, and at the same time, while there was an Indian businessman, his name is Mr. Amit Malik, and we are really thankful to that guy. And he was there at the hotel. He just saw all the girls crying there. So he met Cindy, who was there from Netherlands, and he just met Miss Netherlands there and gave his number and asked her if in case she need any help, do let him know. So next day in the morning, me along with Cindy and Ruben, three of us went to meet Mr. Amit Malik at his place. And after the meeting, me and Cindy told him about everything what have happened till now, and how the girls have been mistreated till now. And then he said that he is going to help us out in this situation, and he helped us to get a stay. But the stay was provided for around 4 nights, so that all the girls can contact the embassies, and also some of the contestants who can go back to their countries, they can go and they can take some help from their knowns or their nested actors or their family members. So we agreed to that. So it was quite the place was under renovation, but the rooms were quite good, and we are really thankful to the team, and they let us in. And Mr. Rahul Mehta was the manager there, and it was a hotel run by a Chinese businessman. So it was a good thing that we got at least a shelter for 4 nights, but it was already late. That the things were not working properly. We already got that the pageant is not happening. But on 11th in the night, when we have arranged the stay for the girls, I got a call from Pedro, who is the CEO of Miss Plan International. He just asked me if I can help him out to organize the pageant in Uganda. Even knowing that Uganda is a foreign country to me, and even I was there in Uganda for the first time, I simply told him that okay, we can help you out. Okay, we really want the pageant to work, as girls have worked really hard for the pageant. But the thing is, we will need some finances, as without money we can't do anything here. So we never got a proper response on that topic. He said okay, so it means the finances the issue. I said the only issue is the finances. The bills have not been paid yet. Even the drivers who were with us and they were taking us from one place to another, they even they were not paid by the Monica, and they had a big amount to pending on Monica. So then the very next day on 12th, I along with the candidate from India and with Kenya and Nepal, we shifted to another place. The reason being, actually we thought that we can take care of our accommodation all. We should not bother Mr. Amit more, because giving a stay to 30 plus contestants, it's really a big task, and it also includes finances. the less the number, less would be the financial burden on them. So we thought we can take care of our stay. Let's go and stay some other place, and so that even the girls can also feel little bit relaxed. And then we just had a word with Mr. Amit. He said, "You have a stay from our side, but if you want, you can go." So we just went to some other place to stay. But we were in touch with all the contestants, so if in case they need anything. After that, on 12th, when we were at the new place, and we were just waiting for information from Miss Planner International Organization. The reason being, we were getting a different tickets. I think Pedro has sent 3 different tickets, that he's reaching on this state, he is reaching on this state. He kept on changing the tickets, and I have no idea why someone as a CEO of an international pageant organization will do that. So once we got the information from them that the pageant is being postponed now, and they have shifted the pageant to Cambodia in the month of January, we booked our tickets, and after booking booked our tickets for 15th, and even me along with my delegate, India and Nepal also booked the same date, and Kenya also did the same. So we went to our countries, but some of the contestants were still there, and most of the contestants left the country by then. And as some of the contestants were there, they were given the shelter, but they really needed some money for the food, and the shelter was for around 4 nights only, and they have to look for another place from 15th, as most of the contestants were not that financially able that they can buy their tickets and go back to their countries. But after 14 they will have to take care of the stay and have to look for the shelter. So Ruben and Andrea stayed with them, and they went for another place, but they needed money for that, so they started taking donations. Most of the countries and some of the other international pageant girls had supported and paid the money and as a donation to them, so that they can provide girls with food and water and proper accommodation. So then we came back on 15th. We reached our countries, and as 19th for the date was the finale, but nothing happened as per the plan. After that, the pageant was over. I can say Miss Plan International started showing their true colors. Okay, and what they did, they just announced the new dates in the month of January in Cambodia with a proper schedule. I can say within a week they were able to just plan a proper schedule. And why I'm saying that started showing the true colors, because they changed the contestants. Now they are planning to do a pageant with some new faces. So that's quite a strange thing that we found from Miss Plan International Organization. So although we have some questions from Miss Plan International Organizations before, and the questions are like, did they don't know that the premises or the stay or all the arrangements were done by the host organization or not, and they knew that the bills are paid or not. And the main question that was that why there was no one from Miss Planet International Organization at the Uganda from day one. There was no one from the organization, and even when they got to know that things are not working properly from the day one, why they never tried to reach early? I can say why they never reached. I can't say that because they never reached. They kept on changing the dates and delaying their flights, and I have no idea how they can manage that, keep just changing the dates. and paying other tickets and have no idea whether they were right tickets or not. So, but one thing I have in mind that if in case they were capable to do a pageant in next 2 months after postponing the pageant in Uganda, why they never supported all the girls financially who were stranded there in Uganda with no shelter, no food, and no money in their pockets? Why they never showed any of support as a financially to them? If they are that much capable of doing a pageant in just 2 months in some other country. So there are many questions, and one of the questions like, does the lives of all the contestants really mattered to them or not? Because as they have changed the contestants now, even they have changed the national directors. They're trying to do that without any prior information, and instead of, see, the thing is, everything went wrong in Uganda. Instead of trying to do things better, they have just changed the contestants instead of providing them an opportunity to represent their country, and they're just changing them. We know in pageantry, girls and national directors spend huge amount on the preparation and the travel and the wardrobe and everything, and but it's really a financial loss for them. And at the same time, more than financial loss, it was a trauma for the girls that they have to face. And like, no food, no proper shelter, no safety, passport was kept as a collateral, and they were there like hostages in some place. Like, that was not working properly. Like, they say that they work for UN SDG goals, but it doesn't look like they work for anything. They just work there for their name and for the fame and anything, or the money. It doesn't matter whether the girls are getting properly fed or something. They never stood with the contestants. But, and at the same time, I'm sorry to say, Haley, being the president of Miss Pana International Organization, she stood nowhere, and she never supported the contestants. Okay, and for me, right now, she's just degrading the name of a country, Cambodia, because we tried multiple times to reach her even after coming back to the country, and she is not properly responding. And the message, one message that we got from her, that Pedro is no more CEO of Miss Pana International. She have fired him. But there is no any official statement from Miss Planet International Organization till now that is he still working with them or not working with them. At the same time, they have hidden the stories from some of the national directors and also blocked some of the contestants. And one message to all the contestants who are joining now is, do they really trust this organization now? The things that happened to 30 plus contestants there, and do they really think after the failure in just 2 months an organization can do a pageant, and they let all the girls to be into a trauma? They really want to trust that organization? And one thing is, if in case you want to know truth, I really want to know about it, all the new contestants or all the new national directors who have joined, I will request them just do one thing, just text all the 30 plus contestants and ask them what was the conditions there and how Miss Pan International Organization responded to the conditions. If they, you will see, all will agree with us. And one more thing, if anyone after this video will say that these are just some made up stories in the pageant, nothing happened like this, everything was calm, I can just say one thing to them. We have audios and video proofs. We have chat in the groups that what happened there. Okay, we can just provide them, they can just text us that to provide all the proofs. We can provide them easily. You can text me on Instagram, you can text Andreas on Instagram, you can text Tamila, anyone you can ask these questions. And before I end, I would just like to request all the pageant bloggers and all the pageant pages to do stand what is right by not promoting a pageant who never stood for their contestants, who never shown their faces at any moment of the pageant. And even the thing is, after all this trauma, even not providing a proper like opportunity to the contestants, changing the contestants, not a right thing. We know some of the girls work really hard. They work more than a year for a pageant, and pageant bloggers also know what it takes to be a part of an international pageant. And if they support us, I can say you are supporting all the 30 plus contestants over there. And before I end, I would also like to thank some people like from there, like Mr. Amit Malik, who helped us there for providing the stay. Joshua, who was the main person of the main head of the transportation, and he have been with us supporting all the girls, okay, taking everybody from one place to other, and he never got paid. Ruben and Andreas, they were both were there just to be a part of the pageant to support Monica, but they went to a mess, but they really supported all the girls there. And then I also would like to thank Mr. Rao, who was the president of Indian Association of Uganda, and also consulate of Colombian embassy, and Mr. Patel, because they kept on checking us. They were in touch with us that if in case we need anything, any support. So now I just want you guys to support all the girls there.